Listen, Mammy, there ain't no way to wash clothes. What you all need is rhythm.
What do you all mean, rhythm?
I'll show you what I mean.
Hi, I'm Ty Justice. Scrub Me Mama with a Boogie Beat is a theatrical short cartoon produced by the Walter Lantz Studios through Universal Pictures in 1941. The short was based on the popular Boogie Woogie song of the same name written by Don Ray. A year prior, it was a very popular song before it was turned into this short about a laundry woman from Harlem.
In Harlem there's a little place where everyone goes to see the way a washerwoman washes her clothes. If you like boogie woogie rhythm, she's got a beat. Let the boogie woogie washerwoman give you a treat.
Ray was best known for Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy and a few other really popular 1940 hits sung by the Andrews Sisters. Before this short, it was just a popular song. After this short, it became infamous for reasons that'll become obvious in a second. It was the 1940s. Ethnic humor wasn't uncommon, and it was actually pretty normal across all venues, especially animation. Not saying it's right, especially by today's standards, but it stems from an even older era of entertainment, vaudeville. Performers during vaudeville's heyday relied heavily on ethnic stereotypes and race humor, including blackface and other ethno-stereotypic sight gags, and even, old by then, minstrel show humor developed in the early 19th century. The 1940s were actually the last era where this type of humor was produced or even accepted. Scrub Me Mama was taken out of distribution in 1949. The earliest a cartoon was ever pulled, as far as I know, for being racially offensive.
Take that!
In 1969, the short fell into public domain, and as of this recording, Universal has no plans of releasing it in any form. Wonder why. The plot's simple enough. A fictional town called Lazy Town, inhabited by every offensive black stereotype imaginable, lethargy, dimwits, watermelon lust, is visited by a light-skinned black woman, much more attractively drawn than the rest, who shakes up the town with her catchy songs and overly sexualized style. Some of the character voices were done by Mel Blanc, with music by Daryl Chalker, with animation done by Alex Lovey and Frank Tipper.
The boogie woogie washerwoman scrub you. Let the boogie woogie be.
Soon after its debut, this cartoon was making people uncomfortable, evidenced by the fact that a shorter version was released by Universal quickly after this short premiered without director credit.
In Harlem, there's a little place where everyone goes to see the way a washerwoman washes her clothes.
If you like boogie woogie rhythm, she's got a beat. Let the boogie woogie washerwoman give you a treat.
When the short was re-released in 1948, the NAACP wrote a letter to Universal objecting to the vicious caricature of Negro life in the South. They called the film insulting, derogatory, and offensive. After NAACP Representative Madison Jones Jr. met with Universal Studios' short sales distributor, Chief E.L. McAvoy, about the offensive nature of the film, McAvoy doubled down, defending the racist jokes, claiming that they did it to all races, which he thought made it okay. When Jones Jr. then told McAvoy that NAACP was holding educational meetings on offensive images in media, McAvoy told the rep that such actions could lead to blacks being prevented from getting work in the industry, only he used the N-word with a hard ER at the end. This thankfully got to the press, and the Los Angeles Tribune published this conversation. By 1949, Universal withdrew the film from circulation after protests from a coalition with the Jewish Labor Committee.
On every afternoon that's when the sessions begin, and all the boys from all the bands come down and sit in. They sit around and knock each other out when they play, while the boogie washerwoman washes all day. Rub-a-dub-dub, that's just the way she rubs. Rub-a-dub-dub, that's just the way she scrubs. Rub-a-dub-dub, she wears her rollin' duck, she rubs and rubs the knuckles right on down to the nub.
Walter Lantz, who also directed this short, was stunned. Always careful not to trip up the censors, he felt bad about this, never really meaning to hurt anyone. It does go to show that if something's commonplace, many may not see it as offensive or wrong, like a mob mentality. Lantz also vowed that the short would never be shown on TV since that era was beginning to blossom, though Scrub Me Mama was reportedly seen on TV from the 60s through the 80s, but at that point it was probably out of Lantz's control.
If you like boogie woogie rhythm, you'll get a treat. Let the boogie woogie washerwoman give you the beat.
I believe shorts, even as offensive as this one, should be released in their proper context, with valuable historical commentary hopefully through the eyes of African American historians. Another historical note is that these shorts showed when the tide began to turn in media and tacit acceptance of racism began to be less accepted. It was slow, but by the end of the 1940s it had at least begun. It also shows how many groups, including the NAACP and Jewish Labor Committee, fought for fair representation long before it actually happened. Hi, I'm future Ty Justice. I just wanted to chime in here and add that even though I believe this short is historically important to talk about, by no means am I condoning its depictions. They are grotesque, racist, and unacceptable in terms of suitable modern entertainment, product of its time or not. That doesn't mean it should be buried either, though. It reflects a time where people of color, Black Americans specifically, did not have the power or influence to speak up and to put a stop to stereotypes like those in this cartoon. Even the Black performers in shorts like these would be too worried to speak up and risk being blacklisted from the industry they were trying their best to work in, while trying to fulfill their dreams and make it to the top of an industry that was not built for them. That takes so much courage and guts that not reflecting on the importance of their work, even in cartoons like this one, would be a slap in the face to their sacrifice, including voicing characters that painted them as broad stereotypes until they could become famous enough to move the needle and change the system, which took generations. They were trailblazers. The importance of Scrub Me Mama with a boogie beat isn't in the cartoon itself or even those who made it. It lies in what it represents, along with the struggle to change the caricatures and representations in it. Scrub Me is a time capsule, a product of its time, and like past time mentioned, an important sign of changing times, and yes, it is offensive. That's the point. It should be. And we can still learn from it. Now, back to past Ty. I'm future Ty. Thanks for listening. Like, share, and subscribe, and back to the show.
All aboard!
This is a prime example of the long and hard road civil rights had to pave years before their efforts came to fruition. I'm Ty Justice, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.